Hello everyone. 12 foundation. Fourth, calling. Foundation block 4. Calling. Calling concept and conscious is very important. When I started this ministry, actually I was asking to Dr. Melvin that God called me for doing this ministry in Korea. Then he told me, yes, you love church, you understand the pastors, and you want to do this ministry than others. So you have passion, so you have theology and you have faith. And God called you, that Dr. Melvin told me. So I was glad about his, he's confident about me. So calling is important for this ministry. Foundation block 4, calling, call. You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. Jesus told us, John 15:16. I have found that lay people seldom think of themselves as being called by God to a ministry. They have no problem believing that we vocational ministers are called. But they are cheating themselves out of something tremendously significant by not believing they also are called by God. There is need for some biblical teaching on this calling concept, callingness. Accept the spiritual giftedness and the divine call as essential for those who participate. The call to ministry is included in our call to salvation. Some denominations other than mine put it this way: the call to ministry is in the baptism. As a traveler, the foot is very strong. To be a Christian and not to be in ministry is a contradiction of terms. To be a Christian is to be in ministry. He, of course, being a layman, calling thereby being the blunt. The refrain in Romans 12:4, just as each of us, is repeated in a similar way in 1 Corinthians 11:7 and 27, and again in 1 Peter 4:10. These passages each deal with the spiritual gifts and make it clear that everyone in the body, every Christian is given gift for ministry. The Holy Spirit then enables us to know whether we are an ear, an arm, or an eye, a pastor, an administrator, or a teacher. It takes a great difference in a lay pastor's self-image and the sense of accountability to know he or she is called by God to pastorally care for people. Confirm the call of each participant. Not every person wanting to be a lay pastor is gifted or suited for this ministry. We have had to turn people down even after they have been through an equipping seminar. This is different and requires some pastoral work with those refused. I know one church which limits the equipping seminar to only those whom the elders give a prior approval to be a lay pastor. Qualifications are essential and have a biblical precedence. It is very important that a lay pastor's call be authenticated by, number one, themselves. they have proved by themselves are called by God. 2. Ministry leaders. They were accepted by the ministry leaders as gifted for this kind of ministry. And 3. The church leadership. It is good to hear to believe you are called by God to be a lay pastor. That affirmation given privately and publicly will help one persevere when the going gets tough. So we need to acknowledge from others, privately or in public. Because when we get in trouble or difficulty, we need to remind, oh, they believe me. They understood me. I can overcome these problems. And they understood me as a calling by God. So it's very confident to us. So it made us very confident about ourselves. Provide for public recognition and acceptance. We call this commissioning. Commissioning service is very important. Even they are trained, well trained, but they need to commission in public, Sunday morning, whatever Sunday afternoon service, but it should be there. If there is no commissioning service, they can do, because they are not acknowledged by in public. So John Wesley's formula for lay preachers fit lay pastors as well. First, John Wesley, check it out, the call, the gift. Did you have a gift? Did you have a gift by God, from God? Number 1. 2, call. You are called here. You are called for their ministry. 3, the training. Are you trained? And 4, are you sending? So sending ceremony, commission service is very important. The sending was corresponding in some way with the ordination of vocational ministers. We pastors are ordained once in our life. So commissioning service is like ordination for us. So very important moment. At the Sunday morning worship or Sunday evening worship, we have a special time for laying out of hand by the elders during a time of prayer, setting them aside for this ministry. So they are called, they have vision, they have burning heart, they are well trained. But if there is no commissioning service in public, they can do. They like to do. They are ready to do. So we pastors and churches have to permit them as a pastor, and we have to do commissioning service in public. Then they are happy, and they got a responsibility, and they'll do it forward for this ministry, for the church. Thank you.